everyone, and welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Christian Warrior Talk. I am Pastor Jason Perry from Patriot Crusader Mission, a church for veterans, first responders, and patriots based in the free state of Tennessee, just outside of Johnson City and what is known as Carter County. This is a fellowship show, a Christian fellowship show, where we celebrate our victories, where we learn from our defeats, and we invest in one another, right? Invest in one another. And what that means is that you're here spending time, taking time out of your busy life and plugging in with like-minded Christian warriors who care about you and want to help in any way they can. So welcome to this show. On this show, we have a tradition here. On Christian Warrior Talk, we toast beverages. So when you hear
strength and honor, strength and honor, strength and honor,
that means to toast. Now, if you have a problem with alcohol, if that's your stumbling block, don't drink alcohol. Drink coffee, tea, water, Coke. I don't care what it is. But here we toast. I'm drinking muddled wine, which is a little bit of wine with salsa water. No fruit juice tonight. We're out of fruit juice, so I'm just doing the wine with the salsa water. So again, the goal is not to get tanked. The goal is to model responsible alcohol consumption and to lead from the front, to show that, hey, listen, you can have a good time in your house with your family. You know, my wife will probably be here soon. She's getting one of our kiddos down. It's a very busy weekend here on the farm pound, church pound, whatever you want to call it. I have a good friend who came from Virginia down here to help on the farm, donate a couple days of labor here. And we've been going nonstop. So I appreciate him. He knows who he is. He's kind of a shy guy. I wanted him to co-host with me tonight, and he chose not to. But I appreciate him nonetheless. I appreciate all of his help. And we're making progress tomorrow. We got some great Christian brothers showing up at 9 a.m. to help us build our privacy fence and gate to protect our church family, our flock, literally our flock of chickens, and as well as our kiddos and other animals. So very appreciative for the guys who are showing up. Bring a drill. Bring a drill and a bit set, because we are going to be zinging these things. And then I also have another brother who's bringing a skid steer with an auger attachment, and we're going to be banging out the holes, setting the poles, and then we're going to just keep the assembly line right down the line. I'm hoping to be done, I don't know, by noon. I don't know, that's a little ambitious, but it's only about 160 linear feet of fence. So we'll see. It's about 22 posts. You know, I'm excited. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. Glad we're doing it. It's going to make give us peace of mind and make it a lot easier containing all the animals and keeping our chickens out of the road and all the rest of it. So, so holy smokes, what a week politically. You know, my boss was, the FBI seized my amazing boss, Mike Lindell's cell phone, and he's been on every show that he can get on talking about that. And that is concerning, to say the least. You know, if you haven't been watching Tucker Carlson, shame on you. He has been calling this and nailing everything that this administration's doing right down. I mean, he's not pulling any punches. It's amazing that they're letting him stay on the air. As far as this channel, we got 2 hits on us. They went back 2 years in our videos. And to find stuff on us. So we've got, I think, first warning. So I don't know how much longer we'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Facebook, and we are standing up Rumble as of next week. And looking forward to joining the Rumble community. YouTube is just censorship and another corrupt organization going out working for the Democrat Party right now. So so that's a shame. I want to give a strength and honor to Ron DeSantis.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
For sending 2 plane loads of illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard to let them get a taste of their own medicine. I can't, and then Texas sent busloads of illegals to Kamala Harris's neighborhood, which, awesome, just awesome. I mean, I think honestly, they should be sending these illegals to every sanctuary city. The wealthier, the better, right? The wealthier and the whiter, and go ahead. So you're gonna see a mouse in the background. she's coming in late, so she is. She's grabbing her chair and coming in. I will get her microphones set up, and hopefully they sound good. Our kid just can't seem to let Lauren ever get in here on time. It's like her calling to make sure that she blows up. You're going to need to zoom the camera out a good bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, that's fine. We're just going to have to see if we can adjust. There, get the TVs out of the way. So you should be hot. Let me get you sound check too. Let's see how crazy the sound is.
Hello.
You sound good.
Okay. Hello. Sorry for blowing things up.
It's normal. It happens every week. So our awesome daughter, she is awesome. I do love her. She's joy incarnate. But as far as trying to get on at 9 p.m. together, that seems to be an impossibility.
Friday nights, for whatever reason, everything seems to be pushed later. And then, yeah, she was like party central tonight.
Which, is, she's fun.
She is.
I don't blame her. She's really fun. But
she's discovered life, Like
yeah, well, she's mobile now, and she's
things
mobile,
that she hates
and she's
turning
got
off.
great comedic timing. Like, she is really funny. She's a funny kid.
Yeah, it's been wonderful watching you bond with her.
Well, she's so fun to play with.
Yeah.
Like, she's not just like your typical blog. Whoa, is that your beverage over there?
That's my beverage.
Holy smokes.
Strength and honor.
Wow. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I've never seen her come in rolling that heavy before.
It's mostly bubbly water.
Oh, okay. But holy smokes, good for
Bubbly
you.
water and grape
For
juice.
the first time you won't. Oh, you got grape juice?
Grape juice. There's the wine version and the kids version.
All right.
Double top.
Good for you.
Have you strengthened on everyone on here yet?
No one has come on and told me they're here to strengthen honors. So,
Well, what do you mean?
well, those are from, look at the times. Those are 14.
Oh, those are early.
So again, to everybody who's watching, make sure you sound off so we can strengthen honor you.
Oh, well.
And
What's going on then?
I guess, you know what? So
Are you
Chris,
on the wrong?
no, I'm not on the wrong. I'm
Like,
here.
where are these?
I don't know. I'm not seeing their things. So you're going to have to
Okay,
monitor those.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
He has old chats from Hope Report. Okay, well, we have Linda.
Linda.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength
I
and
was like,
honor.
man, it's crickets.
Steve.
Steve.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Chris.
Chris.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Patty.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So Chris said DeSantis is awesome. And then he said next busload to Beverly Hills.
No. Next bus to Maine, Freeport, Maine.
That's a
I want
there.
them to go to Freeport, Maine. Go to the most entitled group of people who have a nine.
They are the most entitled.
Oh my
people?
God, they're right up there with Martha's Vineyard because they're living a 99.9% white community and call everyone else racist.
Well,
I hope there are homeless people and heroin needles in front of Starbucks in Freeport like within a week.
They are, I mean, Portland, which is 20 minutes south of that, is experiencing it from the Somali population that's been rehomed into Maine.
And Lewiston, which destroyed
and so I'm
Lewiston.
sure they are, fretting that change, but of course it's not right on their doorstep because it's
right. So let's bring it to Yarmouth.
Yeah.
Bring it to the Falmouth. Sorry, Falmouth and Freeport and all that, and let's flood all those communities with all the equity they want that they vote for. DeSantis just won for president, in my opinion.
So Steve said that's our great governor.
Yeah, Steve, you got the best governor in the world. Period.
Yeah. I bet Floridians are hoping that he doesn't run for president because they probably don't want to lose him.
Yeah, that's the truth. That guy is Trump without the baggage, without putting his foot in his mouth all the time, right? And so I just hope he runs. I pray he runs, and I pray that Trump becomes a kingmaker and then runs for House, and he becomes speaker.
Don't see it.
Although I love Marjorie Taylor Greene.
To step aside like that.
I would love Marjorie Taylor Greene to become the speaker.
Yeah, she's fiery.
Oh, she's awesome. She's submitting articles to impeach on Monday.
Is she really?
Yeah, over the strategic reserve.
Okay.
Biden has sold 7 million barrels of oil to China.
Yeah.
Of
all of the things that have gone on.
That's the one they can track.
Okay.
And the fact that he is planning to release even more, which puts us below emergency levels, to drop the gas prices before the 7th.
Yeah.
Before November.
Yeah.
So the last 2 weeks before the election, they're going to dump millions of barrels into, tens of millions of barrels.
So people don't have that.
So people have low gas prices.
Yeah.
And he can say, yeah, we did this. And then, of course, they're stupid. So, if you're a Democrat, you're stupid. You're one of the dumbest people on the face of the earth. You have no emotional IQ. You're a toddler, and you can't handle reality. So you project, make-believe world on people. I'm a girl. I'm a unicorn. Everyone's racist but me, but I'm the most racist person of all. But don't say that.
Where you go? How'd you get from gas prices to that little rant?
Well, because if they believe that Joe Biden's going to keep gas prices low after the election, you have to be one of the dumbest people. Right. It'll be, oh yeah, hey, great gas, and then hey, got your vote. Don't need it anymore.
Everything in politics is short-term memory. So
yeah,
that's kind of how it goes.
Oh no, that's not true. Republicans don't have short-term memory.
No.
I would not say so. I would not say that both sides suck. Yes, there's corruption. Yes, we need MAGA. Republicans are ultra MAGA Republicans. Ultra MAGA Republicans to run.
Backfired, poll-tested term ever.
We need more ultra MAGA.
What's the current one? Oh, the semi-fascist.
Yeah, well, what's a semi-fascist?
Yeah, so silly.
It's basically a fascist that you don't want to call someone a true fascist.
Yeah.
So they're
pussyfooting around it.
Yeah.
Danae.
Danae.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I think my toddler has more common sense than Democrats.
Some days.
I mean, she's 3.5. That's about right.
About right.
That's about right for them.
Chris says, I don't think Republicans ever forgot we stored as anger to remove for later talks.
Yeah, well, we have our corruption problems where we stab each other in the back, and we've let the left get away with everything with George Floyd. The whole let them burn the cities down. We didn't do anything. Of course, they only did it in Democrat cities.
Yeah.
Right. But, we let them get away with that. And then we let them imprison the January 6th protesters and who still are in solitary confinement, who are still being treated like worse than Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Worse than, Al Qaeda. And they're political prisoners right now. They are literally political prisoners from the state. And it's terrible. Like I never thought that that could happen. And
they're forgotten.
And they're totally forgotten. And the only people who talks about is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, and a few others.
She's staying on that, right? That's kind of like her passion thing is staying on
as
that.
It should be for all of us.
Right. Yes, certainly she's in the right for that.
But some great things about me. Workouts are going good. I did not work out today. Or yesterday. But yesterday was a scheduled day off. Today, I did not, just because I was running around doing errands since the beginning.
Oh, yeah, and you have your guest, which
And we
I
have
heard
a
you
guest.
talking about.
Yeah. So, and we had problems to solve. Bought a still weed whacker, one of the high end ones, and the bulb already broke on
What
it.
do you think is going on with that?
Well, we replaced it. Now it won't start. I don't know. I'm going to see if Warren can fix it when he's here tomorrow.
Okay.
See if it's like a fuel line problem.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
so frustrating. It's
So frustrating. It was not
brand
cheap.
new and high end. Yeah.
Brand new high end, made in Virginia Beach, and it already broke.
Yeah.
And not even doing anything hard, right? It's not like we've run it hard. It's run like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, well, good thing you got most of the stuff that, like the front weed whacked and stuff that you would need for the fence already.
Yeah, I bought a Chinese star for it. What do you call it? It's like looks literally like a 3-pronged Chinese star, and that thing's a beast. I'm gonna check on Facebook and see if anyone's on there.
Oh, I can toggle back and forth.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I got it right now.
So I'll give a chicken update because we actually need to talk about a chicken. So we had the 4 broody mamas.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
So we had 4,
crazy.
and it's clearly contagious. And I had kind of seen people comment about that when they kind of asking what to do about a broody mama. People were like, if you don't want babies, broody break them because it's contagious and you'll get other hens to start. And it's totally contagious. So because we had the 1 start and then we were up to 4. So the first one hatched out 3 of the original. I think she started with 7. 3 of them ended up not being fertilized, so they just weren't viable ever. 1 died really close to being fully developed. I opened up the shell because it never hatched out, and it was pretty much
Science
fully formed in there.
experiment.
And so she had 3 a couple days ago. And then the one that I found in the barn up on the hay bales that I had to move because she couldn't have her babies up there. I had no idea how long she'd been sitting there. And she hatched out yesterday, and she started with 16. Only 1 of them was not fertilized. So 15 she brought all the way to the end, and then 1 died in the hatching process. I don't know if it got smothered because there was like so much going on under mama, or if it
14
got
right now.
stuck in the shell, if the membranes dried out and it died of exhaustion. I don't know, but it was like halfway out of hatching, but dead. And so she has 14 babies. All the rest of them made it. So she looks kind of frazzled, the mama.
Hey, David Jackson, good to see you, brother.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Our next mama is due any day. And then the 4th mama is due in probably about a week. And then there is a mama that didn't leave the litter box tonight. So she's on 4 eggs. So we have to decide whether we want to keep this train going or just.
I say keep it going.
So we have like 30-something babies.
I mean, like we always got used for eggs. Is we can't have too many eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, between the pigs and
It's
dogs
a feeding them through winter thing and space, which our coop is going to be big enough. But if they keep wanting to jump on this broody train, we're going to have to stop them at some point. But yeah, I think it's funny. It's cute. I enjoy it. It's
I mean, they're adorable.
It's fun to see because typically you get the babies in a box, like in the mail, and so it's really fun to see them with the moms. And a lot of what you'll find with kind of in what I've seen in people talking about chickens and all of this stuff is that broodiness has been kind of bred out of a lot of the egg layers because most people don't want that. And so when they do become broody, a lot of them aren't good moms. They'll either abandon when they're so young or they'll kill their babies. But so far, these two are crushing it. They're doing awesome. So this breed has been fantastic. So anyone who wants to get chickens, highly recommend the Black Australorp.
Yeah, the
They're
Black
great.
Australorps are fantastic. They have great personalities. They're maybe
and if you're local, we'll probably have some roosters out of this batch because they, when you get them in the mail, you get them sexed, so they're pretty much all female. We're guaranteed to have a lot of roosters probably that we're going to need to get rid of. So
well, we need more roosters. Shepherd
we'll
is
need
exhausted.
a couple, but not that many.
I mean, Shepherd is exhausted.
He's clearly doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's a dad to many.
Yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to be 1 to 10 or 1 to 15.
1 to 10 to 15, yeah. So he's more than double. But I'm guessing we'll get 5 to 10 roosters probably at least out of this batch of babies. So if anyone local wants a nice Black Australorp rooster for their crew, let us know. Because otherwise they'll be raised for the pot. Yeah.
Stew
but
pot.
they take a lot longer to reach anything close to eating size.
Right.
So we'll have to home them for a while. Anyways, that's the chicken update.
Oh, and the pigos went back to their pasture.
Let's see. Louis is on here.
Louis.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Patty said, "Do you want to sell any?" That she wants them. So Patty, we'll talk to you on the side once we know what these little chicks turn into. We'll see what we want to.
Yeah,
how many we would actually want to rehome, and what your situation is.
I would get 4 minimum, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they need buddies. So.
And 1 rooster and 3 hens, you'll have enough eggs then to actually do something.
Yeah, I mean the risk with that, if you wanted a rooster, I wouldn't probably do a rooster if you only did 4 because they will then excessively mate the girls and they can start to injure them. So if you have a rooster, you want to have like 10 ladies to keep them busy and not.
Good point.
So if you don't want more than a couple, I would only do hens.
Yeah.
So we can talk, Patty, about what you're hoping to accomplish.
They are, I mean, I am looking forward to getting them out into the cow field more and getting them further away from the house.
Yeah.
Just because they're so up in our business.
Yeah.
I mean, if we open the church doors, they're in here.
Yeah.
We open the gym doors, they come in there. Right? I mean, you open your car door, they jump in your car.
Louis said, "I'm going to have to drive to Tennessee." Is that for what? To get some chickens? Welcome. And then Chris said, "Only in the animal world." About what? The male to female ratio there, Chris?
Yeah.
the one male to, I mean, the Bible tried it a couple times, I think. But,
yeah. Yeah, Solomon, that didn't work out so well for him. But yeah, the pigos moved back. That was a thing today. Louis actually filmed it at one point.
Yeah, when it was kind of going to pot.
Yeah.
When they were like splitting up and not
knowing
where to
God.
go.
So here we are, Lauren with the baby and B in the side-by-side. Me and Lou running behind with, I've got the 5-gallon bucket of slop and trying to get them over.
And it's just so hard because if one of them decides to not go the same direction, it's like, do you abort mission? Do you bring all 3 back to the one who's failing? Do you keep going? You can't leave the other one. I mean, yeah. So you guys did it.
So it took us a bit, but we got them all jogging back there, and they're
Bacon
all
was the one who first got lost.
Bacon's like, I ain't crossing that fence line.
Yeah.
That sucker hurts. And then when we weed whacked it, it's up to 9. That is like major ouchie.
Ouch.
No wonder they don't want to touch the fence.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's up.
Well,
there.
Bacon has plenty of padding. I wonder
Yeah.
if that helps or hurts.
I don't know.
Like, I wonder how shock travels through fat compared to muscle.
I don't know. But here in, Al gets it all the time. And when he does, he's like, wow!
Yeah.
So-
I've seen them get it on the in the back.
Oh, you see them get it on the jewels? Oh my God, I can't even imagine the family jewels. I mean, their family jewels are not small.
No, they're not.
They are giant.
No. That's not. This is a Christian show. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh man.
Talking about-
But yeah, and we remember in October, or did I say November?
For what?
For the 2 Berkshires.
Getting them?
Yeah.
I thought I had seen October on the ad listing, but I'm not sure. You keep saying November.
Yeah.
So,
I thought it
you might
was
be right.
November.
You talked to them, but Louis had lots of nerve endings and fat.
Yeah.
So poor Bacon.
Yeah, Bacon is getting lit up. So, but man, he's getting big. He's getting real big.
So we're gonna get a lot of lard off him.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't wait. That bacon is going to be bacon.
Bacon's,
It's
yeah.
going to be great bacon.
Mhm.
I
I don't know if you've seen. There's an account that we follow, which would anyone who likes the kind of the homesteading content on Instagram. Highway Homestead is a somewhat local. She's just out of Knoxville, and she posts a lot of stuff. And her husband, they have a sawmill. They created a sawmill on their property,
awesome.
and they have a bunch of cedar. And he built
lucky them.
a beautiful smokehouse
yeah.
smoker. And she did a video the other day. They were smoking a big slab of fresh bacon
Oh,
from
wow.
their own pigs. And, or I'm not sure if it's from their own pigs, but from kind of
Yeah.
locally sourced pigs anyways. And it just looked epic.
Yeah.
And so we'll need to have a big
Yeah.
smoker like that.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be awesome. But
Chris said, my little 20-pound dog got hit by the fence and ran for 5 minutes yelping. Our 120-pound Mastiff got hit by it and then still won't go on walks past. Like literally won't leave the front porch because she doesn't want to walk past the cow fence.
yeah, our pit bull got it twice.
He just finally
Yeah.
will go on walks.
He
Yeah.
got it twice running
The
in and then across the
Yeah.
field and on the other side.
the wimpy Labrador is the only one who's gotten hit by it and didn't
Yeah, which
like
is
let
funny.
it impact her life. But yeah, it's we've gotten it too, but I don't know what the fence was probably running when we've gotten hit by the cow fence.
I got a full 9 today.
You got a full 9 today?
Yeah. I was troubleshooting our fence,
Yeah.
the cow fence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, messed around, and I didn't turn it off. And the red lead.
Yeah.
So there was some fuzzy stuff in there. And I put my finger in, and I was like, yeah.
So even though the fence isn't running high, that
Right.
one part was.
Well, it's still coming out of the machine now at the highest level, and then it's getting diluted somewhere else. So I got the full ride.
How long did that last?
Oh, it was just one shock. It's
Yeah.
a pulse.
I know. I was going to say, like, how long did your like?
I was like, ah!
Chris said it's funny. Yeah, you do get a little chuckle when your stupid dogs get hit by it. But,
Yeah, well, I've actually had it hit my heart when I was leaning forward,
Mhm.
and that was like,
A little scary.
yeah, it sure does. It sure does. But
Chris said, so on multiple times I'll be wearing really good shoes and can grab the fence because I'm not grounded and tell Sherry the fence isn't working and she will grab it. That's mean.
yeah, that's me.
That's so mean.
For some reason, none of my shoes seem to be grounding me very much. With the
Yeah, well,
rubber.
he said really good shoes. I wonder what
I wonder if he's wearing like really
quality
thick
rubber you
soles.
need.
'Cause
Yeah.
I was in like CrossFit sneakers,
Yeah.
and no, I got the full chow.
I've definitely gotten it in my hiking boots, and I think I've gotten it in my like Tractor Supply rubber boots too.
Yeah.
It's
But
funny.
so anyways, tomorrow's the privacy fence, and then I think Lou's gonna be working on the coop.
Great.
Yeah, the backup coop.
Okay.
So I think things are gonna get pretty much buttoned up here pretty soon.
Awesome.
Just in time for that other couple work crews to come down and change everything.
Change it all. Well, we'll have all of October to kind of settle into this version of it
Yeah.
because it's November. Yeah, November, right?
Well, that and getting multiple skid steers to clear
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is gonna be nice.
Are the roads being fixed tomorrow too? Still?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
So yeah, Leonard is coming, which we're really, really, really
Grateful for.
Yeah. So, anyways, so
Chris says it's not mean. It's rancher fun. I've been hit plenty of times. So is it? Oh, that's it. Rancher fun.
rancher fun. I don't think Lauren would forgive me if I did
know.
that.
It's rancher fun.
Yeah. I don't think she
I
would
could
dig
come up
that
with some
at
other
all.
things to be rancher fun too. Retaliation.
Yeah. No. The good news is all the cow. We only have one cow that is not friendly right now. That's Pixie.
Yeah, and it's not that she's not. She's not.
She's the funnest. I
mean.
watch her run around the field.
She's
bucking
not
and
mean.
jumping.
She's just not.
She's just scared.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's so scared. Like she's completely paranoid on everything.
Yeah, she'll come around.
But watching Nugget take apples. So we got apple orchards here, and holy smokes, are the cows. They will leave their grain for the apples now.
Mm-hmm.
They're so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's made them all very hand friendly,
Mm-hmm.
which has been cool because Karen, same thing.
Karen.
Was head shy. Nugget was head shy, and now they're like, "I'll let you touch my face."
Yeah.
Can
Are you
I
actually
touch it?
touching them?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, very cool.
Cows' tongues are rough.
Oh my god,
Gracie's-
one side is rough and one side is soft.
Gracie's been grooming me a little bit as like part of the
It'll
get them
take
out-
your skin off.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't feel good. I know you're trying to be nice, but geez, it doesn't feel good.
Oh, they're rough, real rough.
It's like
Gracie's
total
a
sanitary-
sweetheart.
Yes.
But even Margot.
Louis said, "Oh, you have a Karen." Yes, we have a Karen. We named her because in the beginning she's much better to us now, but she's still
she's
a
very
Karen
mean
to all of the
to
other
all the
cow-
jerseys.
girls there.
Yeah, to every other girl there, but
She and Margot.
Pixie.
Pixie.
Oh. Pixie runs her around does not take any because she's got the horns.
Yeah, well, her and Margot are in the cool girl club. Chris said, "So my two have become friendlier in the last 2 weeks and let you pet them more." Cool. How's that going? When are you processing your two? I can't remember because you got steers, right?
Yeah, I think you got
Chris?
stairs
Yeah.
to process.
So when's that happening? You probably will have meat before we do. All right. Louis said, "That's just so funny. I have to tell my wife."
What, do we have a Karen?
Probably. Springtime. All right. Yeah, so you probably will because we're not going to be able to process ours in spring because they're going to be having their babies. So we'll not be able to do that until
The
they
only
leave,
one would be Nugget unless Nugget is pregnant.
which she might be because Nugget potentially came into heat right when Wally came in because they were all trying to mate her then out of the blue. And then they
Right.
haven't done it since then. So either she took or she wasn't actually in heat and they were just doing it anyways. We're not sure. We'll find out.
When we
We're
have
not doing pregnancy tests on them.
no,
It'll be a surprise.
when they drop, they drop.
Yep.
But and I'll tell you, Solomon has gotten to be. He's back in my good
Good
graces.
gracious.
The other day, he gave me an elevator ride, so I was out there, rubbing on him, and he was using my leg as his headrest, and I'm like, he was kind of centered him on my butt, so I'm like, I'm gonna sit on his
That
head,
was bold of you.
and he just whoop, picked me right up and put me right down.
Considering how wrong that could have gone, that was pretty brave of you.
Well, I had a hold of the gate,
Uh-huh.
right? But I mean, I didn't like drop down on him. He was there, and I just.
I know, but just he could have like thunk.
Oh, he could have thrown me. He definitely could have thrown me. But he was totally cool with it.
Patty said, I hope you have babies. We'll definitely have some babies. We're not going to be
Sure, if
100%
it's 5 or
confident that
6.
it's every girl pregnant and or when. But we'll have babies as early as potentially like late March, which would be, I think, because Karen was bred the first successfully as far as we know. And that'll be a March or April baby. And then the rest of them will be kind of staggered over the next couple of months. So
It's
we'll
gonna be really
definitely
cool.
have some babies.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
We're just trying to
Yeah.
figure out what to do with it because our field is tapped. So hopefully the back hills will be cleared. Some, because we won't be able to raise any of our babies up to processing age or anything without processing some of our current ones because we can't.
Well, I think
sustain
what
them.
I would process Karen, and I would probably process Nugget.
Yeah,
If I was
and then raise their babies
and
up.
then raise them up. But then we're either gonna have
Then
to
we won't have
process or
girls.
sell. Well, we're gonna have to process or sell Solomon.
Because he wouldn't be
can't-
able to
yeah,
make
he
their
can't
girls.
make
Yeah,
any
it's so
of them.
complicated. There's so much to think about. I mean, it makes you appreciate the complexity of ranching.
Yeah, I mean, they say rotate your bulls every 2 years.
Hmm.
Um,
And I think probably more often people keep their breeding age stock, and
they
a
sell
lot of
big,
places
yeah.
have enough room to raise up their babies for processing too.
Well, I just want a better personality, but the thing is, if we get rid of Karen in the beginning, we're gonna have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, so we'll have to. It's a lot to kind of calculate. Make sure you
um,
make the right decisions.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. And then what do you do with? I mean, depending on what they are when they come out. Obviously, if they're males,
Yeah,
everything's gonna be steered.
yeah.
And then it's easy.
Are you going to be able to take the balls from do the castrating process?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay. I mean,
It's legitimate.
You've been
I'm
so
not like
personally
every
offended on
female on
behalf
the
of-
planet that can't wait to cut off their dog's manhood just because they have manhood and they hate men.
That's why.
That is exactly what every bitter woman gets a dog and can't wait to cut off his manhood.
Your logic is faulty.
Oh my God. Tell me that you have worked with some of the craziest man-hating women on the planet in
Yeah.
the dog world.
Yeah.
You don't think
It's not like stick it to the man on neutering your
testosterone
dog.
is bad. I mean, we have friends who say that.
Yes.
It's not. It's necessary.
Well, it can make some pretty dangerous animals. Can. Not always.
Our
Chris says I've
knucklehead.
watched it and it looks easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I mean, you
would do
pretty
the
much just do
rubber
the rubber
band.
band thing, right?
Yeah,
So crazy how that works.
yeah. Well, whatever it
Is
takes.
this what you guys tuned in to listen to?
No,
Castrating.
yeah. Let's lighter discussion.
Louis switched it. Well, kind of. He said you have to listen to Jordan Peterson on why we need men. Really?
Oh, I
search
have.
what
It's
he
great.
says. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jordan Peterson. I mean, I'm not a Jordan Peterson Kool-Aid drinker. I don't think everything that comes out of his mouth is profound, but I respect him, and I think 80 to 90% of what he says is worth keeping.
Mm-hmm. You've listened to a lot more of his long form stuff than I have. I've heard mostly kind of his
Well, a lot of-
soundbite stuff, and
A lot of his theology is obviously bunk because he's not a theologian. Am I seeing a head move? Or is that just her?
she's shifting.
Okay.
We'll see.
So
Louis,
I-
I totally agree, 80%.
his David Rubin interview was a catastrophe.
Why?
David Rubin's a gay man who has kids,
And he didn't want
and
to
I think
confront
he's
that.
the woman in the relationship. And Jordan Peterson went on there to talk about that, and there was so much compromising done in it, not to hurt David Rubin's
No, guys.
feelings. Like they're going to role play femininity in their. I mean, it was just awful. Doug Wilson got a hold of it and destroyed him.
Okay. So Jordan didn't call it out.
No.
Interesting. That I wonder what about that, because he doesn't seem afraid to offend. So I wonder what about
I think he probably likes
the
David
direct
Rubin,
to
and I
face.
think
Yeah.
he was trying to give I think he was treating himself as like he was talking to a patient, and I think he was trying to give him advice on how to deal with it, being that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're two gay men raising a child without a mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they got a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
So I think he was giving advice. I just don't think that advice was meant to be put on blast, which is what it was when you do it on YouTube.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So, but anyways, things are going to continue to get worse and worse before the election. You guys saw the inflation numbers. Food prices continue to rise. It's not going anywhere. We're feeling it with the cow feed, pig feed, chicken feed. This will be our last organic chicken bunch ever. We're going to go GMO free, but not organic.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, I mean, we're not even feeding our egg layers right now because they're happily free ranging. They get milk
organic
and scrambled eggs sometimes, but we're going to have to start supplementing them with grains soon as the kind of the summer abundance goes away. So we'll have to decide kind of what we want to do about them. We had been doing organic when we were graining them before. And then the meat birds, this first round it will be totally organic. The second round has started organic because they're sharing feed, but probably won't finish.
Yeah, I don't.
Organic.
There's no way. I can't. It's 3 times the price.
Yeah, and because they're going through, it's incredible.
It's $30 a bag, and they're going through 2 bags a week.
No, gosh, way more than that.
They're going through more than 2 bags a week.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're doing $100 a week.
3 to 4, I would say.
Well, that's $120 a week on bird feed just for our meat birds.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's unsustainable.
Yeah.
So we're better off going GMO free.
Yeah.
And spending $15 on a bag.
Yeah.
That makes it more affordable. And then people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're selling them for what?" It's like, yeah, we were.
Well, that's why. Because actually, the Highway Homestead account that I told you about, she was selling her. Because they're like the soy free, all of the frees, totally organic. And I think one bird, the way that she priced it out, like a 6 or 7 pound bird, was going to be $40-something, like something that you would never think about paying in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And she had calculated based on how they feed and the time and like everything that goes into kind of raising your own animals. That's what they calculated. And she did admit that they were moving slower than they had in the past at that price point, but people were still buying them.
Well, I had a grass-fed beef marketing company reach out to me, and they're trying to get me to bail on what our mission is. They want me to sell grass-fed, grain-finished, right, or grass-fed, grass-finished at a premium price to New Yorkers and people in New Jersey and people in California and Connecticut who are willing to pay the extreme high prices. They'll pay whatever you ask them.
Yeah. So abandon our mission of providing affordable food.
Yeah, and it's like, well, when money isn't flowing in, when donations aren't coming in, when a lot of people aren't showing up to work, it can be tempting, but I said no.
Yeah. Well.
It's hard. Am I going to be selling dry aged prime to people? No, I'm going to be selling hamburger and the affordable cuts for the lowest price that I possibly can to the people around here. so that they know so they can feed their family good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not prime rib. That's not New York strips. That's
Right. The stuff that's like $16, $18, $20 a pound right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's just, unfortunately, it costs a lot of money. Like feeding the cows is way more than I thought. It was just provide a field and you're good.
Well, it pretty much is that for the beef cows. It's
not next month. Starting next month, there's no grass.
I'm just saying we could have until now not, but the dairy cows.
The dairy cows, which are the powerhouses of our whole farm.
Mm-hmm.
They feed our pigs, they feed us, they feed everyone, but they eat us out of house and home. Like Margot getting 6 scoops in the morning. Like that is insane, but she's the only one that looks good.
Yep, she's the only one that looks good.
She's the only one who looks like she should.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's the oldest and all the other stuff that's going on, but it's just like everything when you go into business, and we're not saying we have a business, but what we're saying is math has to make sense.
Well,
right? We can't go, if we go bankrupt, lose our house and lose our farm and are homeless because we gave everything away.
Certainly not
that's not going to.
It's
not sustainable.
You go non-organic on the chickens before you throw in the towel, and
right.
You have to be willing to compromise on some things, and a lot of people are dropping as many animals as they can going into winter. We're not strategic really in doing that because we don't have it like a steer to cull, or we can't process any of our girls that are pregnant.
And we're in that dead period right now where we don't have pork, we don't have beef, we only have starting next week we have chickens.
So catch up on some comments. Chris said we'll finish out this livestock conversation, then go back. Chris said, I have to feed grain and hay daily. He said, the difference is I know how they are fed and what the real cost is. And then back to kind of the Jordan Peterson conversation. Chris said, so when people ask me questions that I know my answer will offend them, I just say, do you want my real opinion? Most times they say, never mind. And Louis said, but meanwhile, Martha's Vineyard is the most important news.
Hands down. It showed their hypocrisy. They kept them a day before they had the military come get them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here is this place with unlimited resources. Mm-hmm. The average private household there is 1.3 million. Right? It is the uber elite of the left on that island.
Oh, yeah.
And they are all about pushing sanctuary cities and stuff. They had a small amount of illegals show up there, and they couldn't get them off their island fast enough.
Yeah. I wonder where they'll go.
And
next.
Tucker's guest today, who grew up working on Martha's Vineyard, said that they're the most racist people on the planet. If they were white Ukrainians, they'd all be housing them in their house right now with their Ukrainian flags that they're already flying out there and posting to Instagram. But the fact that they're not, get them out of here.
Those are people to work.
Yeah.
Chris said, send more. Yep.
I agree.
I wonder where they'll be sent next.
Like I said, Freeport, Maine. Send them for Flood LLB.
I doubt Freeport, Maine's high on the list.
Well, they could flip all of Maine. It wouldn't take much to shatter the bubble of Maine, right? Because they don't have a lot of infrastructure there to flip that red.
But do you think that this is being spun well enough by the media on, like, that Democrats are going to look at this, that it's the jerk Republicans playing games with these people, and that it's not going to
Can you hear themselves saying, this would be them saying, yeah, it's so mean for these border towns to be sending their things there when they're the ones voting for it. The border towns want the border closed. The people in Freeport and Martha's Vineyard in Connecticut and New York City want the open borders because they want, in theory, they want a virtue signal.
Right.
But when they come to their town, they don't want them.
Right.
Right. So I think that when they say anyone with any sense can push back. So wait a minute, are you open? Are you a sanctuary city or not? Because if you are, and they tried to put this on those illegals. Are you upset? Right. They said, they're like, no, they sent us to paradise.
Yeah.
They sent us to paradise.
Yeah.
They sent us to one of the richest places on earth. And then those people welcome them for, oh, you're so here, get on the military bus. Here's the National Guard. Bye.
Yeah, I wonder where they went.
They went to a military base in Cape Cod.
Okay. All right.
So, anyways, it's hypocrisy. You know what I still can't understand? I know a cop, right, who's in a church. He's a worship leader for a church. And he's one of these cops, right, who I worked with, I liked working with, respected him. But he's one of those guys who has not given up sports yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a granddaughter that he is like letting get all into Disney. And like there are church groups. Disney's going after all the church groups, young girls for this new, particularly in the Black community, because Ariel is Black now and the Little Mermaid remake.
Yeah.
And they are sending church groups of kids to go see the premiere. Like Disney's like trying to do this, and I'm like, dude, are you totally clueless?
So,
on
and what the
and everything else?
messaging is going to be in that.
Yeah, I mean, like Disney is turning into 100% a grooming company, and pushing everything non-biblical.
Yeah.
And just because you want to call your granddaughter a princess, you think this is the appropriate thing?
Okay.
Like this is a guy who I deeply respect.
Yeah,
and again, every time he
there.
posts something on, like the NFL, like he posted something, the NFL starts on Thursday, and I said, never, NFL, what's that? I've never heard of her. And I just can't understand, again, a cop, and he's really wealthy. His wife does well, he does well, his recording and all this stuff. And I love the guy, but I don't understand how he can't see the connection on how he is literally murdering his own brothers in blue by supporting the NFL, supporting sports, supporting this madness that goes after, that is 100% owned by China.
Disney,
and then turning your kid over to Disney. Like, how can anyone be that clueless? How can a Christian be that clueless? Never mind a Christian cop.
Do you think that it is willful ignorance? Do you think that it's hard to not be aware of the issues surrounding those two massive institutions, but so do you think he is aware of all of that stuff and just doesn't connect the dots, doesn't want to connect the dots?
I don't know. But it really upsets me. It really upsets me, and I'm praying for him that his eyes are opened. But it's like, until guys like that turn their back on the NFL and Disney and all that, nothing's going to matter.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to matter. Until cops stop watching sports, nothing's going to matter. If you want to support athletes that hate you and, and who have shoes made by Uyghurs in slave camps in China, like, I got no respect for you. There's nothing I can do for you.
Well, we are largely generation right now where we don't want to walk it out. The whole like put feet to your faith thing, it's hard in every aspect of your life. And so you can say one thing, you can recognize something to be a problem, but actually making changes, getting uncomfortable in anything, faith, hobbies, passions.
But it's like, living in Massachusetts and being that far behind enemy lines. I think this is part of the risk of it, is you lose the forest from the trees, or whatever the saying is. I think that everything else is so over the top that, it's just this, it's just that. And it's like you get to a place like Tennessee or you get to a place like Texas, and it's like, no, that is out of control. You can't have that. The other thing I want to talk about is crime. Tucker
just let me wrap this. Louis said, when we arrived in Florida, I asked my wife if she would like to visit Disney, and she said no. She said she is disgusted with Disney. I was surprised and not surprised. I kind of understood. She is Orthodox, so I do understand. I'm really bummed, because having young kids now in a couple of years, it would be so fun to bring them. I mean, I went there so many times growing up, and they've created an amazing thing, but yeah, you don't want to support it anymore. And so it's really sad to know that that's not going to be an experience for the kids unless there are significant changes.
Well, there's Dollywood.
Yeah.
But still, you're right. I mean, but again, it's not the same. Like I grew up, I watched Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Pluto and all that. I knew all the cartoons they were on. And people don't know who they are anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's like everything else. It's Nemo.
Yeah.
And The Little Mermaid and Aladdin and all this other stuff that has got nothing to do with Mickey Mouse and anyways.
Yeah.
But it is terribly sad. But I mean, that's part of the trade-off. It's just like Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a hardcore decision right now where we're trying to figure out how much of the Santa thing, if any at all, that we include in our house.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this is going to be the first year that B is of an age that she would be aware of something like that. Kind of prior to now, there was nothing. Like she wouldn't know Christmas was coming at all. She wouldn't care one way or the other. So this is the first year that we're having to decide, do we want to start that tradition or not? And I'm surprisingly neutral, I guess, on it, as far as I thought that I would be more like, yes, we have to do Santa.
The old Jason
Santa,
would be horrified
like,
by what I'm doing.
And now I'm almost, I find myself almost more leaning to not wanting to, I guess, I'm finding it kind of unnecessary.
I don't think we should do Santa.
Yeah. So
I'm good. We're going to do presents and we'll celebrate Jesus' birthday. The presents will come from us, right? We're not going to whatever. And that's the way we're going to do it.
Yeah. So I think it's just kind of needing to articulate, be able to articulate what is the.
We're going to cover like Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman is a cartoon figure. Santa's a cartoon figure. There was a Saint Nick. It's based on the story. Go into the history of that. And I'm sad for that whole thing. But at the same point, I don't want to, I'm not going to start my kid off in a lie.
Yeah. It's
like the whole lie part of it is crazy. Can you pass me? Is there a charger plugged in?
For what? Phone?
Phone. Probably not.
I don't see one. This is
no
phone charger.
Okay. So
I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of adults running around scarred from being lied to. I mean, the majority of people in this country would have grown up with the Santa lie, and they get past that part. But yeah, I mean, I feel kind of. I mean, it's. And I know that, I mean, it
changes the meaning of Christmas instead of being about Jesus.
I think that's my biggest thing is that, it dilutes what the reason for the season. And I'm just really not feeling inclined to start it.
I want to make Christmas as big of a deal with that.
And we're
going to have Christmas trees.
It's Jesus' birthday.
And we're already prepping her for Jesus' birthday. We're going to do a Jesus birthday cake.
Yeah.
We're going to do like legitimate things and make it Jesus centered.
Yeah.
And I think that as long as she has as happy of days as everyone else, and she maintains that Christian identity in it, I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably many kids who grew up in homes that didn't do Santa. They're probably now like, gosh, I really missed out. I think, I think they'll probably understand and they would appreciate more what it's for, what the season is for, what the day is for. Claudia.
Strength
and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And John.
Oh, the Faraches.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
John said, Disney was not fun. When did you go, John? How long ago was your experience with bringing kids there?
I had the best time at Disney at River
loved
Country.
it.
I like River Country or Water Country more than I like Disney.
Yeah. So Chris says, I feel Christmas is over the top commercialized, but feel we can do both in a Christian way. So both being like do the Santa thing plus the Jesus Christian reason for the season. John said late 90s with kids. So even in the 90s, you hated it? That's when I would have been going.
Yeah. I mean, Epcot was new when I went. And Epcot was cool. But Epcot I didn't enjoy as a kid. I enjoyed it more going back. as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do miss the innocence of the young kids being able to go there
Yeah.
and get caught up in the magic.
I mean, they do things so well there. You know, it's so.
They used to do
and,
things so well there.
They've added so many worlds, you know, since I would like theme things as far as like the Harry Potter and all of the things. So, and I'm sure that they've gotten even
I'm
more
sure Pirates of the
bigger
Caribbean
and
is
better.
way
Yeah.
different than the stuffed animal or stuffed people that were there. when I
Yeah,
was
just the
there,
technology advancing.
You know,
Claudia said one and done on a trip to Disney.
yeah. Well,
Sorry, your experience was.
well, I mean,
Thanks.
we're not going to be going now. Now
Yeah.
I would rather, like we're talking about, like B is talking about a sleigh ride in the snow.
Every day. So
Every day. I showed her a
Jason
video
showed
of
her.
that.
It's so cute. And
One of
she's
my
like, "It's
fondest
tomorrow?
memories.
You going on sleigh ride tomorrow?"
One of my
No.
fondest memories ever was my grandfather Perry and my grandmother Jean Perry had a Shetland pony that was mine. Stayed with them, and it would snow, and we would go out on the roads of Pembroke, which were like
That's
deserted
awesome.
back
Yeah.
then, and we would go on one pony horse sleigh rides,
That's awesome.
and with the bells,
Yeah.
and while it was still snowing, so you get the cool
Yeah, it's
snow.
beautiful.
I mean, it was so magical, and I want to give that to my kids some way, somehow.
Yeah. So he was showing her videos of Lake Tahoe with sleigh rides and stuff. And so now every day she thinks that it gets to be tomorrow that we're doing it. No.
So we tell her it's
Not
got to
quite.
snow. So this
So we had to
year,
find the closest place with snow that would do sleigh rides. So we're going to first start with a hay ride, hopefully.
yeah, hopefully we're gonna do some not
fun
haunted
hayride.
hay ride, but like
No.
you know, like a cool hay
Yeah.
ride.
And then try to find somewhere with snow and a horse sleigh ride.
You know, and you know, I was picking videos that showed them in the woods, and
Yeah.
you know, and you know, I want to build something like that here. You know, where we could crisscross around and do some race tracks, and it'd be so fun to do here once we get it all done and once this place is all beautiful. Because I would love the kids in the trailer parks to be able to be a part of that. I'd love to be able to take people who have no hope of ever being a part of it. Now, my family was not rich. They were blue collar, barely paid anything.
Yeah.
But a pony back then was like $100.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and that was just so. I mean, that's part of my DNA.
Yeah. Yeah. You talk about it a lot.
I mean,
I
that
don't know if we would get enough snow here reliably to be like,
we wouldn't if we had moved to
we're
Mountain
the
City.
sleigh
We
place.
would have.
But
We moved to
we could do the
Mountain
hay.
City. We would have.
God brought us here. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Zip it.
Maybe if we go to Alaska.
God brought us here. God/Lauren did not want Alaska.
But again, you know, I think doing things like that and being a part of family, and you know, like this year we didn't raise our own turkeys. We
missed that.
I missed that. I messed that up. But next year, being a part of that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and being a team effort around Thanksgiving, and I want to do Halloween in a very good Christian way.
Yeah, you kind of talked about that last year, and we didn't really end up doing anything. So
Oh, we don't have any friends. So when you don't have any friends,
there's no need to have
there's
a
no
party.
reason to have a party of two.
Hmm.
You know, so but I would love to, as we build our community here, have a Christian Halloween where you get together and have fun. And you know, if you want to do costumes, sure, I'll be a Roman soldier or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, I'll be Cornelius.
You'd
or
be a Roman
whatever.
soldier?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the bad guy?
The two most heavily praised people in the Bible were centurions.
Okay. So you'd be the good version of it.
Yeah. Cornelius from the Roman cohorts. I mean, what was the Italian cohorts? I can't remember the exact unit. And then the centurion who just believed that if Jesus said it,
Yeah.
it would happen.
Yeah.
Right? Both those are the two of the most those are both Gentiles, and they're two of the most heavily praised in the entire Bible.
Yeah. So Claudia said you'll have to find a place up in the mountains near you to do the sleigh rides. Chris said just the cold weather and a blanket and hot cocoa will be great for them on a horse-drawn ride. The crisp, cool air is the best. Yeah, we've gotten a little taste of fall, and it's getting hot again next week.
Yeah, it's getting hot
feel
next
it.
week, and then we got one night, the last night in the forecast, 49 degrees at night.
Oof.
That means that the leaves are about to start
That
changing.
means we really need to finish up our chicken coop.
Means we need to
They're
finish our
open air
chicken
right
coop.
now.
Yep. And we're going to have to build that pig house.
Yeah.
We got enough
It's
pallets.
going to be interesting winter farming.
It's going to be muddier.
Yeah. I need November I'm going to have my milking station.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fall is going to be amazing. And
Yeah.
You're not going to have any of the flies.
Yeah, cows will be happy.
You know,
Chris, have you found any solutions for flies that's not like toxic, chemical based? Our poor cows.
I've been spraying them with permethrin.
Yeah,
And
which
that
don't
works.
like doing.
I don't like doing it, but it works.
Yeah.
Just the rain washes it off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is. I'm so used to the ticker going there and now not being able to
Yeah,
see
I
that.
know. Chris said complaining about the flies. That's what works for you.
Yeah.
We do plenty of
We're
that,
right
and it's
there.
not working.
Yeah, I feel bad for them when they're on their eyeballs.
I know. It looks so bad. On the worst days, I mean, they just like Solomon gets covered.
They don't mind me spraying them anymore.
Yeah, most of them.
Well, the only one is Pixie. Wally doesn't like it either. Wally's got the hair where he doesn't even
Yeah, he
care.
doesn't care. I think it's so interesting. The flies love his horns.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting to me about the horn, the flies.
Yeah, and he can't
Like-
feel them on his horn, so he's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
Yeah. Patty said Vaseline. Is that what you meant to say, Patty? I don't know how we'd get Vaseline on them. Chris said, I hate flies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the back rub oil, I've been spraying that on. That seems to work. Everyone else usually does a roller when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an organized setup for that yet, where they would come in and then as they go in, they get it rolled on their
Yeah.
back. So. But I'll tell you, with Tucker did a special on crime, and I want to get into this.
Yeah, that's what you were going to.
Before we wrap up here, is that the average response time for crime in New Orleans, 2 hours. They had a guy who just quit, and he said that there were days when there was one cop on the entire city of New Orleans.
It's crazy for a city like that.
Yeah. So, guys, we are doing our active shooter self-defense course on October 15th here and live. It is a self-defense course for active shooter and everything that leads up to active shooter. It'll make you safer in 4 hours. 4 hours, you're not going to be a ninja. We don't even get into that aspect of it, but just the way you think and what you'll be able to observe and the techniques and the things that will teach you, like improvised weapons, like that will work. Not the slap fighting, not ridiculous Krav Maga, which is a joke, not martial arts moves that never work. None of that. We go into very brutal things that you can only use when you're fighting for your life. Things that you can't take back that you do. That's what we're teaching here on October 15th. And head on a swivel out there. I mean, people are being taken broad daylight. You know, that's part of the reason why we're doing this privacy fence here. Like crime here is off the chart just like everywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually just the people who are doing meth and all
Yeah.
wrapped around in that culture, but still it can spill in anywhere.
Yeah. And I mean, it's certainly around us. So.
You know, it's like every day I get notifications on my phone of something bad happening.
Yeah.
You know, but I talk to my friends everywhere else and it's worse there.
Yeah.
Infinitely worse there. So You know, and this is what happens when you don't control your borders, and you have 110 plus thousand people a year dying of overdoses, and you have, you know, I mean, look at what just happened in Memphis.
Right.
The rape and murder of that girl, the billionaires, right, the guy who just drove around shooting people.
Right.
And then another guy a few hours later, after they got that guy, said he just shot a white guy. Now he's gonna go find a white old guy. He's gonna find a white old woman to shoot her.
But that didn't get much coverage on mainstream.
That's then they just showed Tucker show tonight, showed a guy getting a store clerk, an Arab guy, who was clearly complied, did everything he could to help the robber. He put him on his knees and executed him anyways.
Where was that?
Mississippi. And this guy was a lifetime felon, in and out of whatever, and he put him on his knees. He complied, did everything he told him to do, and made him still executed.
Wow. Gosh.
This guy should not even have been on the street.
Yeah. Isn't that often the case?
Yep. And Tucker mentioned it. There's going to be vigilante justice soon because no one's getting any justice.
Well, that's what they want.
It is what they want. And that's going to be their excuse. Send in the National Guard and take away all our freedoms.
Yeah.
That's why they keep poking us.
Yep.
That's why they keep making our cities more unsafe. That's why they keep doing everything that they're doing. And it is a miracle of God that no one on the right has pushed back yet.
Well, I guess the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, that was a citizen taking justice into.
Oh, he's protecting his own life.
Just that group of people that were there to defend property, when law enforcement wouldn't,
law enforcement.
And then he ended up having to defend.
If you're counting on a cop to save you, you're already dead.
But I think that helped pause things a little bit. The fact that he was not guilty.
Yeah, I love the police, but they are severely undermanned. I don't know how they're ever going to be manned again. And
not right now.
And they want to make it to their families, and I don't trust anyone to protect me or my family other than me and my friends.
Yep.
And that's literally it. And and that's how we all need to start thinking. If you think the cops are going to make it to you in time, you're smoking crack.
Chris said the days of law enforcement helping you is done.
Yep.
Yeah.
The days of proactive policing is done. The only proactive policing now is the politicization of our FBI and the Justice Department against political opponents.
Yeah.
That's the only people who are doing anything. They're letting the whole world burn in. Like murders, how many people how many innocents have lost and suffered? You want to, this crime stats are out of control. So out of control. And they have sown so much racial hatred. They have made black people hate white people. That is the narrative that they're pushing out there constantly. And black and white crime black on white crime is out of control. They won't even push, they bury that stat because it's so horrendously one way.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys all just need to understand you got to protect yourself. And if you're not with like-minded people, you better get with them. You better get in community with people who are going to look after you and watch your back and help you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're all about here. And, we're about to start doing a ton of trainings here. I'm working out every day again. We're going to be working out in the garage. Once we get some more support here, I'll be working out with guys. Lauren will be working out with girls. And, it'll be a community where we teach people how to defend themselves and how to be ready. And, but, if you got a choice between that and yoga, buy yoga.
Buy yoga.
I can't think of anything more useless.
My workout right now is farming and toddlers.
Yeah, well, you're in great shape.
It's a fantastic workout. Milk
Farm
count
fed.
milking squats while wearing a baby.
Yeah, so you're doing like 25 pounds
25-pound squats constantly.
in the holding it in the hole.
Yeah, it's a great workout. And now B's thing is to chase her. So now I'm wearing the 25 pounds weight vest, baby weight vest, running after toddler.
Yeah, now you just need to start doing pull-ups with the toddler,
That's next.
right?
That'll be like climbing trees. I mean, the toddler version.
Right.
Climbing trees. Pull-ups. Perfect.
Yeah.
Chris said they are outmanned, outnumbered. No one is going into the police. Though that those that are in are trying to get out because they're no longer being protected.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, here's the thing: I do not blame them. The city just wants to cut ties with them. They want to, they want to leave them out to dry. Why would I mean? There's a reason why I'm not a cop anymore.
Oh gosh, if you were, I cannot imagine.
There's a reason why I'm not a cop anymore, because it was the most miserable job on the planet.
And that was back before it was even
That
bad.
was before Ferguson. It was bad then. But after Ferguson, then after George Floyd, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it went from bad to impossible.
Yeah. So I try, and like I'm always try to think, especially after something kind of flares up, of what I know that we advertise ourselves as a church community, supporting law enforcement and things, but kind of what more directly you can do to just be grateful for your local law enforcement.
I don't know so
like
much that it's grateful anymore, right? I mean, they're ineffective. My heart goes out to them. I love them. I want to help them, but what role do they play anymore? Writing tickets,
but just as a person, as an individual, likely a brother or sister in Christ, very likely around here at least. What can you do to
vote Republican? That's all you can
just
do.
considering, I mean, you've talked about this, that suicide rates of cops and things like that are going up.
Yeah.
So just my point just being as a human to a human who is doing an insufferable job right now, what can you do to encourage them?
It's a tough place. So you can be kindness, buy him a cup of coffee, kind word. Can I pray for him? Praying for him will make most of them break down in tears. But there's also going to be resentment in the public because they're ineffective at what they do. And they're going to be weaponized against them. Yeah. Like the cops, the only cops that get supported are left-leaning cops who persecute conservatives. Right? So again, I am as pro-cop as the day gets. But when they can't protect anyone and you can't do your job and they can't help you and they refuse to help you and they're not going into active shooters when your daughter's on the phone calling for help. Yeah. Like, what the frick is your job then? Yeah. To go out there and do traffic enforcement? Yeah. Or throw the badge out and become a meter maid.
Louis said, I used to talk to cops in New York back in the 80s, and even back then they would say this is not what it is cut out to be. Some of them told me to go federal, kid, and so I joined the Air Force.
The cops have been bitter for a long time, but if they can see what cops are doing, the cops of the 80s before cell phones are complaining. Yeah. Right? Like, that was the heyday. That's when you could do street justice right then and there.
Yeah. Not anymore.
And it's they can't even, they wouldn't be able to last a minute on the street today. Yeah. Getting out of the car, getting taunted, threats to your family, everything on video, calling you everything in the world, like trying to get you to make a mistake so they can sue you. Yeah.
Chris said, I agree, Jason.
So, my heart breaks for them. Yeah. I love them. I want to help them. At the same point, like, what's the point anymore? Like, if you can't make a 911 call in less than 2 hours, that is a failed state.
Yeah, but that's the system. That's not the individual.
It's not the individual, but at the same point, though, is I'm paying their salary. Yeah. Right? I'm paying these things. My societal contract is I pay my taxes, I follow the laws, you'll protect me. Mm-hmm. Now it's I pay my taxes, I follow the laws, and you won't protect me. and you're trying to take away my ability to protect myself.
Sure.
Right? So it breaks my heart. I don't know what the answer is. I want to pray for them. I want to help them. I want to, empower them to make good decisions. I want to train them to be, better at what they do. But if there's only one cop in 750 square miles, he ain't making it.
Yeah.
He's going to write the report of a crime that'll go unsolved.
Yeah. Chris said, cameras ruin the world. 3 minutes in a city should be the longest. And Louis said, I am ambivalent about cameras. There are some good things about cameras everywhere.
I'll tell you right now, the cameras are the best thing that ever happened to us because they would,
The body cameras.
The body cameras, because they're trying to make body cameras illegal now because they have saved more cops from getting in trouble than not. Right? They say that you say something, there's a camera you didn't. They say they didn't have a gun, there's a gun. They say whatever, they play all the crap, and then it's like, what would you do? Half a second, you get a gun pointed at your head. What would you do? Yeah. Right? So I used to be against them because I thought they were going to be listening to my conversation and worried about what I was doing every second of the day. But as far as an investigatory tool, they have gotten more guys out of problems than in.
Yeah. But so that's cameras on the good guys.
Yeah.
It's the cameras, like everyone whipping out their cell phones.
Yeah, everyone, instead of helping, you get a cop fighting for his life, and everyone's filming it instead of helping him subdue the guy.
Yeah.
Like those people are going straight to hell.
Yeah, and that's the default reaction now.
Yeah.
I just think this is not a law enforcement thing. I get so annoyed and sad. In moments that are so important, and everyone's just whipping out their phone, just trying to record it. It's like just be in the moment, like getting engaged, or your kid's having some important event, and you're on your phone trying to record it, and you're not even you're watching it through a screen. It's like that. It's a pet peeve of mine.
Like the selfie, whatever. And we run to social media.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to force ourselves to get on, and every time it's work.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit in the moment with you or with my friend who's there.
Well, yeah, but there was some kid was replicating, bringing a cake out. I think my sister was telling the story. He was bringing a cake out, this little girl, and she was doing it with the phone because that's what she was used to seeing. Like everyone, walking the cake out with the phone. And so that's just everyone's experience now is
so stupid.
Is special moments. The phone is always there.
Well,
the camera's always there.
With Anya becoming more alert,
mm-hmm.
It's really helped me to, I'm not perfect,
no,
but to engage her eyes. And then every time I'm affirming and giving her attention, I immediately pivot to B and give B attention so that she never feels left out or that Anya is more special than her or whatever, right? So it's always affirming both of them. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that.
Yes. Yeah, it's an interesting parenting stage as you see B, the 3-year-old struggling and trying to figure out kind of not being
she doesn't have the
sole
language
apple
skills
of the eye anymore,
Well, and we're talking and she's got some language, but she doesn't know what's being said, and she wants to get attention and she wants to be in
participate, but
with Anya, she's just at that magical stage right now where you make eye contact with her and her whole world lights up.
Yeah.
Like a little, just doing that. It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's never going to get better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So B now wants you to at her too.
Yeah. And, but it's never going to get better than that. And just giving her my eye and my attention.
It's really all they want. I mean, that's when talking about Christmas and Santa and presents. And there's so many parents who aren't wealthy, don't have means, and they stress, not loading their kids with presents. And if you go back and ask kids what they remember about their childhood with their parents, it's the time.
It's the always sleigh ride that I had there was not even a present of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
But it's what I remember
Yeah.
was the time.
Yeah. I don't remember any of the presents I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people I feel most sad for is the people whose love language is gifts, because they suck the rest of the time and they try to make up for it with gifts.
Yeah.
And gifts are the most temporary thing ever.
I think I'll push back on that a little bit. I love giving gifts in a way that can show that I put thought into it. And so, like, for example, the time that I gave you that picture book.
Yeah.
And so if it's just something that's like, yeah, I bought this on Amazon here, like it's the easiest thing going.
Well, you're the hardest person in the world to buy a gift for.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that generically. I mean, I love Alice, but
which we bought from Best Buy.
But I think there can be some gifts that represent a deeper.
Well, that's
bigger thought.
When you gave the picture book, that is a chronological story of our life.
Yeah.
It is the experience. It's reliving all that.
So I don't think gifts are necessarily a cop-out, but a lot of times they are.
So go ahead.
Louis said, launching rockets with my son. He remembers that. That's awesome. Chris said, Sherry always says, let's create memories instead of gifts. And I think some of the best gifts are like a gift certificate to the movies so that we can do that together. Like it's a thing, not just like an item, but a gift for a moment to create together.
Yeah. I just, right now, like it's, with kids, it's very rare that you get equally what you're getting back.
No, you don't.
Right?
Yeah, you don't.
But I, as a dad in the relationship at the point that we're at right now, I give her attention and she gives me back even more.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely I don't remember a pillow fight hardly at all. I remember my first pillow fight with B, and I remember my first pillow fight with B and Anya, which happened to be like the next week.
Yeah.
And noticing a 7-month-old who has a sense of humor.
Almost 9. Yeah.
Well,
she's 9 months tomorrow.
Wow, 9 months.
Yeah.
A 9-month-old, 8 and change at that point, whatever.
Yeah.
Who has humor
and intention.
And timing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. She really impressed me.
She's coming around.
Yeah. You guys remember how bad it was.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yes, for most of you who are here on that ride.
I mean,
Captain Caveman.
What's up, brother?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
But yeah, I mean that. I did not think I was going to have the relationship I have with her right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, she crawls across the room, sprint crawls across the room to get to my feet.
Sprint crawls, yeah. She recognizes your feet. Those are Dada's feet. It's a beautiful thing to watch because, yes, I had a front row seat on where it started. And so to see you light up just as much as she lights up now.
Well, I don't feel like I do duty with her and B.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not kid duty. It's, I'm getting something out of it,
Mm-hmm.
which is a change.
Yeah.
And it just warms my heart, and it just makes me want to protect them. And I just look at all the negative things that are going on in the world and all the things out there and say, okay, we did the right thing. We moved our kids to the best place we possibly could, the best place we could possibly afford to live the best lifestyle we could possibly imagine for our kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not just for their time on earth, but for eternity.
Yes, that's the most important part.
Right? So with and who knows what happens, but we did everything humanly possible. We'll be homeschooling. We're doing everything. We're putting everything else on the back burner.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, I love, so we B already includes Jesus when she's happy about something.
Yeah, oh, that was so cute today.
If
was so
something
cute
goes
today.
well, or she has a boo-boo that is healed up or something, she says, "Yay, Jesus, go Jesus!"
Yeah,
Because we
she's
taught her
high-fiving us today.
Jesus fixes your boo-boos and stuff. She's, "Yay, Jesus!" And it's just
so
love that
cute.
she has that foundation.
Like, we never had that.
Yeah, no. So
That's
hopefully,
what makes me
prayerfully, we can maintain it.
so sad, but so hopeful for her to be on ramped in that way, and it's the only way,
And that's what we're called to do.
And I know you guys are all doing the best you can wherever you're at, and I know a lot of you are trying to get to places like we're at right now. And I want to confess, it's not all sunshine and roses.
No.
It is a lot of tears. There's a lot of tears. There's a lot of frustrations. There's it is a
sinful amount of anxiety.
Yeah, a sinful amount of anxiety. It is a roller coaster ride with a lot of ups and downs, but in the end, it's for a purpose. You're not just doing something.
Yeah.
Right? It's for a purpose that makes it all worth it, regardless of if it was fun or not when you get there.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of goodness. Like I love going out and hugging on Wally and rubbing Gracie's head. And,
yeah.
I love itching the piggos. And, I love watching B with the eggs and,
I just love, there's someone who comes to the part of the congregation and she's on the food stamp, what's the program?
Yeah.
A WIC, I think is here. Is that a state thing or is that a federal thing? WIC.
I don't know.
So just, kind of the allotted, you get 2 cartons of eggs a week or whatever.
Right.
And, and it's like the budget eggs and stuff. And so, we've given her eggs, like the best quality eggs you can get.
Yeah.
And,
Organic,
we're going to start
free-range.
charging for the eggs, but not for her. And it feels so amazing to
Able
just
to do
say,
that.
take them.
Yep, that's
Take
what
'em.
this is. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how it matures.
Mm-hmm. And I reached out and just in an email to the reporter who did the Memorial Day cross raising story and just said, hey, would you on a slow day, would you want to do an update? Because we've had a lot of changes. This is what we have going on. This is what we're trying to do for the community. And she never responded. So I'll ping her again. I don't know whether she got it and just wasn't interested.
Is she still here?
I haven't checked. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it might be that the last time she focused on it being kind of the Memorial Day thing versus the religious thing. This might be too purely in the religious camp for the news, but hopefully not around you.
We're called Patriot Crusader Mission, which makes everything harder.
Yes, there's that too.
I have a lot of days where I'm like, man, did I go too hardcore with the name? Did I, because let's face it, veterans aren't flocking to us. First responders aren't flocking to us. Online, yeah.
Well, then you met the person in Lowe's the other day.
True. But it's like,
God will bring
playing
the people
this,
that He wants here.
I don't want to call it a
Chris
game.
says you chose the correct name.
Thank you. I'm just saying that, with YouTube and marketing and trying to get the word out, starting a church called Patriot Crusader Mission is playing Call of Duty or Doom or whatever your favorite video game is.
Louis said, nope, it's the perfect name.
On nightmare difficulty setting.
Well, that's kind of how God things go, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like people don't even know we're a church, and that's fine. There are days where I'm like, you know what? That's exactly it. Well, the right people
We're
will
not
get the
entirely
message.
ready to be blowing up anyways.
Yeah.
We'll get
Anyways.
there. We'll get there.
Can't believe we made it in 94 minutes. So,
Got to go do chores now.
yeah. So time to go do. Lauren's going to button up the chickens and everything else. So we'll sign off. Do you want to pray us out? We haven't done that in a while.
Sure.
Thank you.
Louis said, patience, patience, patience.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much, as always, for this evening of fellowship. We are grateful beyond words for each and every person who tunes in every Friday with us, for any new faces that were here, whether they chimed in or not. We love you and we are so appreciative. Lord, thank you for all of the blessings that you've given us personally, to the church. A lot of them go unnoticed, and that's shame on us, so please forgive us for that. But we see the path and we see the growth, and although some days we focus on things that are not going as well as we think that they should, Lord, you know how this is going to go and how it's going to end up. And so thank you for extending your hand to us and just guiding us along the way, Lord. And we pray that we are doing everything that you want us to do with this mission. And thank you for sending all of the people to us to help with that, for our friend here for the last couple of days who came just to do some labor on the farm and move the ball forward, and the people coming tomorrow to move the ball forward, and the work party in a couple of months. We're so grateful, and we are just constantly in awe of what you are doing with us. And we truly believe that this is the right thing, and that there will be a much bigger impact than we currently are having now and can even envision. Lord, as we are moving into this weekend, I pray a blessing of peace and health and safety over everybody listening. I pray that they find time with their families and their loved ones, doing what matters, and most of all, some time alone with you and your word, seeking your purpose in their life, Lord, as we seek your purpose in ours. And so I pray that you can reach out and touch each and every one of them, so that they know that they are in your will and walking out what you want in their lives. And with that, I will close in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, everyone. God bless you all.
Chris said, times I see the frustration in your eyes. We pray for your strength, and you're doing the good work that needs to be done.
Thank you. God bless you all, and we'll see you at 7 p.m. church. All right. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.